Alright, and in we go. Last time we... What did we do last time? Did we end with a dungeon? Yeah. Last time we went to that underground facility, and we're looking more into what the fuck Elidibus is up to. And Y'shtola stayed behind to investigate that ancient facility, and we met Vana for the first time. And by that I mean we saw a hologram where it was explained that Vana was the leader of those who worshipped Hydaelyn, and she became Hydaelyn's heart. Beyond that, we do not know, but it's assumed that Elidibus became Zodiark's heart from some comments they made, which is weird, since he's out and about right now. If he's Zodiark's heart, he should probably be off being a heart, as hearts do. But for some reason, he's collecting Warriors of Light. We don't know what's up with that. But he claims he's going to save the world. Ah, Mistress Ironhide will be venturing forth today. Do be sure to take care of so. Though they say the star shower was harmless, one can never be too careful. But I concede it is not for me to tell the Warrior of Darkness how to look about herself. Old habits, you understand. Ah, Kinliana, how opportune. Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? Wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to thank you, you see, for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tale set the record straight. Finally, the people see them as the great heroes they were. Or the great hero he is, in the case of Ardbert. You too were surprised to see him, I think. At the time, I was not certain what to make of it all, but I could see the effect his words had on those around me. Then the stars rained down from the sky and, well, you know the rest. You're not very happy about it. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen, but I was determined to express my gratitude, and so here I am. Thank you, Kinliana, for giving voice to the truth and restoring the Warriors of Light to their rightful place. Should you perhaps wish to have your account of the matters committed to writing, I would be more than willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only say the word. Very well. Tell me what the situation is like in the city. Situation in the city? Do you mean the people's awakening as Warriors of Light? Well, while questions remain about the circumstances surrounding Ardbert's return, history tells us that what took place may not be entirely unprecedented. But to understand that requires the understanding of Warriors of Light in a broader, frantic context. If it please you, I should be glad to provide an overview. I flatter myself that it may grant you a better grasp of that which is occurring not only in the Crystarium, but the world at large. Excellent! I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up the relevant texts. Pray join me at your earliest convenience. Ugh, more learning. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Not let me keep you, miss. I bid you a pleasant day. Ah, Kinliana. Excellent timing. I but this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As a great many works make reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus only upon the details that seem most relevant. Please. The Warriors of Light, you say? Forgive us, but we couldn't help overhearing. We've been out keeping watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. So I thought I'd spend some time brushing up on my knowledge of familiars, and Alfino volunteered to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. May I join you? Of course, the more the merrier. You would care to find a table below? I shall be down with the books in a moment. Were one to pore over the annals of Varantic history, one would note the comparatively frequent recurrence of individuals hailed as Warriors of Light. Ardbert and his comrades require no introduction, but many others bore the epithet long before them. To name a few, there was Tolthawil, legendary first king of Lakeland, Rodfort the Sollard, the fabled Drawn and Gajant duo of Verbert. Rodfort and Sollard, the fabled Drawn and Gajant duo of Verbert. And no list of Varantic heroes would be complete without the Archmage Tiunia of Ronka. In older texts, she too was called a Warrior of Light. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past, it was simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of the Flood, however, light came to be regarded with fear. The title used not to exalt, but to revile. Far cry from its beginnings. This, my friends, is Norvryn's oldest epic, the original tale of the struggle between good and evil. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesized hero rose to deliver the world from its doom. Fighting in the name of the light, the hero styled himself its foot soldier, and thus did he become known as the Warrior of Light. Curiously, in the centuries that followed, other heroes appeared who claimed the selfsame epithet, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, Warrior of Light came to be a name accorded to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. Well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title of Warriors of Light is also used on the source. Though the manners in which individuals have earned it are many and varied, heroes have been honored thus since antiquity. Nor does the custom show any sign of dying out, as you can well attest. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? It surely can't be a coincidence. Indeed not. Let us imagine a man who has awakened to the echo and is able to hear Heidelin's voice. As she styles him, so too does he style himself, a Warrior of Light. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero. And conversely, there will have been no few heroes who were not blessed with it. But such distinctions were immaterial to the masses, and over time, they came to use the title Warrior of Light and the word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if the theory holds true in the other worlds, if crossing the rift was that easy. Heidelin did call me a Warrior of Light. She did. I never heard her voice myself. I can feel her presence, perhaps through Minfilia. At any rate, assuming all of this is true, there's a common thread behind the epitaph. I doubt the Asians will have been amused. To have the word at large associated light, and by extension Heidelin with good, must have added insult to injury. Well, this discussion is undeniably fascinating. I wonder, should I be privy to it? Perhaps it would be better if I excused myself. Oh, no, there's no need for that, my friend. Pray accept our apologies. Your lesson on the Warriors of Light has given us much to ponder. Oh, did someone say Warriors of Light? Ah! Cutest little Makote baby you ever saw. Rikitillo, are you alright? Ah, my precious tomes. Did I not say you must take care in the cabinet? You too, Arkle. Earwell. We're sorry, Master Morin. Aren't you? The Warrior of Darkness? My name's Rikitillo, and I want to help everyone. Please, tell me what I have to do to be a hero, to be a Warrior of Light. So, I want to be a Warrior of Light, but not one that fights with a sword and all that. No, I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people, an apothecary. And I'm going to help everyone in the Crystarium, no, in all of Norvrent. When I told Arkle and Earwell this, they said that the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. But this place is so big, and we don't have the faintest idea to where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not going to get anywhere. One knows where to look. One should be able to, indeed, find treatises on potions here. Even so, I fear they may prove a little difficult for one so young. Esteemed Warrior of Darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Rikitillo to Spragyx? Rather than through tomes, I believe she stands to learn more by observing the Chirurgeons at their work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we've finished here, so we'll come with you. Last one to Spragyx is a rotten egg. Ha! I'll have you know I'm really fast. You're gonna be the rotten egg. Well now, to what do I owe the pleasure of so many bright-eyed visitors? Is that the way of it, sweetie? You wish to learn about medicine? That's right, I want to become a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Well, that's a very noble endeavor, and you aren't alone in it. No few at our infirmary yearn to venture forth as warriors of light. But ultimately, they've all decided not to pursue that dream. Huh? Why? Because the people here need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe, the artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life, and younglings like you, who are the future of the Crystarium. We simply couldn't abandon them, you see, and so difficult though it was, they made the decision to remain. Then, does this mean my dream isn't any good? Oh, sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you pursue it. We all work hard. The day will come where our Kurujans may set forth to aid folk in every corner of the realm. As we strive towards that day, I hope we can rely upon you as well. Though I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. I'm not afraid to work hard. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just you watch. That's the spirit. Without further ado then, may I entrust you with a task? I placed an order of sweet seed for a potion ingredient, and I would like you to go and collect it. Oh, an ingredient. Leave it to me, miss. My, such an abundance of energy. I can't help but wonder if she'll be alright by herself. My apologies, but would you mind accompanying her? When you arrive at Sweet Seed, speak with a woman named Gracine, and she will point you in the right direction. I shall join you. As the one who suggested this course to Riki to you, I would assist her in first steps. What about you two? Are you coming along too? Well, we do want to become warriors of light, just not the same kind as Riki. So, we'll wait for you here, Warrior of Darkness. When you return, please teach us how to fight. In that case, Rena and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. Where the hell am I going? There's really no good way to get there, huh? Guess just through the plaza and around. But isn't the Warrior of Darkness herself? May I assume you are with Mr. Alfie now? Right, lest you wonder, Chesameel's order is for grapes. As busy as we've been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. So it's with apologies that I asked Master Alfino and his young companion to help themselves to the fruits of the vine. Perhaps you could lend them a hand. It's the undersized grapes you'll want to pick. They're too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. Are these small enough? Oh, you're here too? We're picking little grapes. It's quite fun. Wow, you picked this many already? Amazing! I dare say we have enough between us. Shall we take them back to Chesameel? I can't wait to see what she's going to do with them. Tell me, Riki, what made you want to become an apothecary and warrior of light? Why, well... A while ago I fell sick, really sick. My body was burning up and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. Then a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink. It was the foulest thing I'd ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave, the apothecary I mean. She went around taking care of people, even when it was dangerous. And I decided I wanted to help people just like her. I started bringing potions out of grass and giving them to my friends, but I didn't really know what I was doing or if there was anything else I could do. Then, not long ago, a neighbor told me he was going to become a warrior of light and go traveling the world helping people. And I thought, that's the same as what I want to do. I see. Out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Sailor? I haven't seen him for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Sailor, one of the guards awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Rikitio. I myself took inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope her good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it will not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, though through countless little acts of heroism, like delivering these grapes to Jessamine. It would seem I have been laboring under a misapprehension. I convinced myself that it was Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the hearts of the people. But I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow man abided within them from the first. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. As he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our world ere long. With the Exarch laboring tirelessly, I doubt not but that a way will be found. Yet I believe I speak for all of us when I say I cannot leave in good conscience, not until we have dealt with Elidibus. This is no longer a strange and distant land, after all. Norvrent has become a home to us, and her people our own. Let us return to Sprigix. It wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. Thanks for your kind help, sweetie. We now have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes we shall make a vinegar, to which we will add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of her studies, I may just give Rikitio a little taste. Warrior of Darkness, if you finished helping Riki, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but honest-to-God's fighting! We already have some enemies that you have to deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they've become a pest at the Crystarium of late. We tried to sneak around outside to hunt, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if you were doing the fighting, we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away, and in preparation, Chesamil kindly furnished us with some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sport, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That is to say, put on a good show, yes? Right, let us head outside at once. Everyone, follow me. Ellie, say, we just... Come on, children. Everyone's here? Good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood. And originally being nocturnal creatures, they've grown more active with the return of night and becoming a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chesameal's lures, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats are wont to nest under the eaves, so you are more likely to attract if you place the lures near building. I have 6 lures, 3 each for you and me. As proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever catches the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes, well, there's nothing like a friendly competition to bring out the best in Kinliana. Anyway, while we hunt the bats, the 2 of you stay with Reen. She's really strong too, and will keep you safe. Without further ado then, let the contest begin. Yeah, we want to get the batches that have 3, because we have to beat Alize in a friendly competition, because I have to crush my enemies, even my friends. I think it's this one, and then I don't remember what the other best one is. This one. Not over here. I want near buildings. Oh, this is build. I can't remember if this is close enough to the building. We'll try it anyway. Two. Read the last one. The one down here. Maybe not. Whatever, gonna do it anyway. Oh, yep, 3. That's 8 fangs for me. I'm pretty sure I accidentally lost first time I did it, and Alize was pissed 'cause she was like, "You weren't even trying, were you?" Which, to be fair, I didn't read the assignment. There's a similar quest in Stormblood when we faced Tien to see who could hunt the most Nanka. It was Nanka. It was like you had to go to places near water. Well fought, Kinliana. The children were hanging on your every move. As was I, to be honest, though. I know the tally. May I see your fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My thanks. Not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. Five, six, seven fangs for Alize. Which means that the victory goes to Kinliana, who collected 8. Bah! Seems you found the better spots for the lures. I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed, but you're still within reach. I'll get the better of you next time. So, children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? She's incredible, miss. The bats were down before they knew it. Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like her. Good. If you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt as you watched Kinliana, and train hard. Keep at it for long enough, and you'll be strong too. You don't mind telling us, when did you decide you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were listening with everyone when Arbord appeared, but I've wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. Sin-Eaters killed my father and my sister, see, and I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Arbord said, this is our home. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. What about you, Arkil? Me? To be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know I'd want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? Hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though there was something I'd lost, and that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for both of you, there is nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. I understand how Arkil feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Heidelin's voice, but that vision of the final days, of Amarant's burning, filled me with sadness in the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made, it felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind. When I try and focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt. But lest you worry, I am perfectly happy to remain fractured, and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. Ha! But look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around, lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Rena and I will take the children from here. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. But I do worry. As you ponder Alize's words, you're taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
On behalf of the Convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us, at times you will stand against us, all that you might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope.
Give back Ardbert's body.
What fool would relinquish his weapon on the eve of battle? That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait. Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness, and I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emet-Selch. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another.
Ithiliodeus called me his new old friend.
No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude. But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Rude.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed. This. This is my own doing, the consequence of my recent exertions. It is the tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest. No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor. One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope, or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith. Such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
Thancred, you said it was just a dizzy spell. What a fucking liar. The fates seem determined not to allow us a quiet moment. But come, let us have the details from Reen. It happened after Alize and I saw the children back to Sprigix. We chanced to meet Thancred there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been when he just crumpled to the ground. The Chirurgeons are looking after him now, with Alphino standing by just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the guard at the XIV told me where to look. I see. It cannot have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to Sprigix. They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all this happened without warning? Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Urianger nearly drowned, and I gallantly went to his rescue. His water-walking charm failed. He was tired, and as were you when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us to rest, which, in retrospect, might have been a good idea. Fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there was no actual fainting until now. As Alfino observed, I have no lingering injuries, and it is most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, Kinliana, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryl about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus's plot. Thus far, I have learned that in each place he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune. Beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, you know, the sort of thing. All of which serves rather conveniently to make Elidibus's call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I've been itching to get out there for a while. Mayhap Urianger, too, can be prevailed upon to join your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit's vessel's construction. It is for Beck-Luke and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alfino and I will find Urianger. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels, Kinliana. Kinliana! What awful timing! You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Kryl's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. Didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me. I call myself a receptionist, and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. So they think the spirit vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. You better talk to Kryl. She's with the others, in Dawn's respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, alright?
Excuse us. This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary. I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them, as if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
What news from the first? I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon, so if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, we seek to draw upon Allegan wisdom. We could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. Giliana, could you spare a moment? Well, Kryle goes to fetch this expert of hers, I mean. There's a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the first, you see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wonder if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out so well, so now I'm going to make it properly. It'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. Meet me there. Well, I'd better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. There you are, Kiliana. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Kryl, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job and that to keep our coffers full. I've even helped with our Ishgardian restoration. In the course of all this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit, so I thought, why not make something for our friends? Baking in the oven even as we speak. Shouldn't be long now. There, baked to perfection, even if I do say so myself. It's bread. But it's not just any old bread. This here is old world bread. Archon loaf, to be precise. It's what they eat over in Sharlayan. Simple fare, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. Nothing else, Kryl tells me it's a good source of ether. So it should lend them a bit of strength, at least. There's truly nothing like the smell of fresh bread fresh from the oven. Kryl, and if it isn't Rambros, too. I trust you require no introductions either, Kiliana. Greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see you well. I confess, I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain elegant technologies. I've been keeping Rambo surprised at the events in the first. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight into this matter, it's him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement, memory transference was the sole province of Allagan royalty, mechanisms closely guarded secrets. If any record of them remains, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret I can offer no solution to your problem. Begs the question why I bothered to come here, empty-handed as I am, the answer being rather brazenly to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remain behind have yet to play our part. When the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That's for our friend to decide, but either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Kiliana. If you would be so good as to see Rambros' message and Tatru's bread to the intended recipients, along with my report, of course. Kryl, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try? Just to make sure everything's as it should be. But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. Excuse me, Rambros, as a fellow Sharlayan, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of Rolandberry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. I see. Oh no, is it that bad? Indeed, Tataru. Dense and unpleasant, exactly as it should be. Just so, the very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world, but our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Sharlayan, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for those few who actually research the culinary arts, we pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. It was against such gastronomic landscape that what we now call the Archon loaf was born, the creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with an area care for those qualities which make bread enjoyable. The result is a flavor that continues to defy description. For many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied, and, being a damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste, but no, it is all too familiar. Ah, how it takes me back. There's enough. Perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch? He's certain to appreciate it. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap up an extra slice. And Liana, when you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can, and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? By the 12, Archon loaf. However did you come by this? I swear it had come straight from Charlian. Rambro said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as that bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. Did you have the chance? You may as well tell him he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it, but I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you did when you were faced with a similar predicament, so I ask that you have faith in me, in what we do. But we were talking about your journey. Before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later. Though it has been many years, I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it, nor how unconductive they are to conversation.
Forgive the delay.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Ascians throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The Black Masked minions who answer to the Red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events, to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. It is but a pity I cannot encourage them on their cause.
Not knowing Elizabeth set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Ascians quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
Sorry, but things have taken a turn for the worse.
Oh dear. Then we must redouble our efforts. Not that we've ever stinted in that regard.
This would seem an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Tell me you've made some progress.
We have, as it happens. One moment.
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain. As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind, and so we looked to the Allegan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects notably do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall. And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
Assuming it works, we shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Ascians to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
One is for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least. But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
Hast thou a moment, Kinliana? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's mooted return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friend spake not uncertainties, yet if Beclug hath the right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that, given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experience which will have wrought a change in ethereal composition, as thou thyself didst demonstrate in emerging with Ardbert. However, there existeth an affinity twixt like souls, and this doth give us cause to hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must need recognize his past self as simply that, himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. It is a seemingly simple yet complex problem. For nigh on a century our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee. And to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth, none can say what choices our friend will make, but I thought it only right that thou be made aware of these truths. Right then. Well, the Exarch literally pours his own sweat and blood into his allotted task. It seems only fair that we attend to our own. Dealing with Elidibus and his minions. Just so, and there's one other matter. In light of our deteriorating health, Y'shtola should not be left alone at Anadyrn. Might I trouble you to visit her, Kinliana? See that all is well. I would go myself, but I think she might be safer in the hands of one less prone to collapsing. My thanks. You may leave the Ascians to us. Once they are out of the way, we will retire to Yulmore. And when Y'shtola has finished plumbing the depths, I'd like you two to join us there. If you're bound for Anadyrn, I suggest you go to Venment Yards. Our friends there will be glad to provide a boat for you. Be on our way then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Wait, I have a gift for you from Tataru. From Tataru, you say? Whatever could it be? Archon loaf, thou sayest. Why, even to hear the name doth transport me to a times long past. Bread from another world. May I try some? Mayst thou, child? Thou must. That said, though I personally disagree with the consensus, I do nonetheless advise thee to temper thine expectations. Wiser words have never been uttered. Though it rarely darkened our dining tables at home, I can attest that it was standard fare at the studium. Indeed, a slice was never far from our peers' hands. Alfino, you really are an unbearable snob sometimes, do you know that? What I believe my colleagues are trying to say is that we appreciate the gesture. Tell Tataru will do her best to return before she's forced to seek further supplementary enjoyment. Right, let's be off now. We can find a drink to wash down the bread on the way. This is a particularly long patch. Yeah, it's 12 quests versus the usual 10. 1, 2, 6. Yeah, we'll get halfway through because the second half is kind of packed full of content. And I don't want to do a dungeon and a trial tonight, I don't think, because I will have to do at least the trial with real people, because we've hit the point where I can no longer solo this stuff. So, we will go through this quest, and I believe the next quest will make it 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Once we've finished Etched in the Stars, that'll be it for the night. Assuming that this is not particularly long. If it gets really long, then we'll just do 5 quests tonight. Oh, if it ain't the Warrior of Darkness herself, what brings you to these parts? And not to see you, but of course we'd be happy to help. Just say the word and I'll ready a boat. Stolen, no! Elidibus, no!
Excellent. I had intended to speak with you alone. None of my doing, lest you misunderstand. The link between her body and soul wavers. I know not what you hoped to find here, but it will avail you naught to learn of our past.
You said the word past, therefore I have to have a vision. Reviewing the records again. Really? You worry too much, Elidibus. This dedication to your duty verges on obsession. To think some thought you ill-suited for the role. How wrong they were. But come, turn your gaze outside the window, my friend. The rains have ceased. We've been graced with another beautiful day.
It fades. Fades away into oblivion. Does the world no longer have need of me? No. I am Elidibus, and I will fulfill my duty. Sundered though you may be, you fought for the world's salvation. For hope. Hope. Ah, it swells within me, empowers me. Now I may carry out my mission. And yet, why do I yearn for this? Why do I struggle so? I shall take her into my safekeeping. If you want her back, you will do as I ask. Show me your strength. I would take your measure. I have prepared a suitable arena. You need but ride the flow of ether.
Oh, what's that? A void portal to take me to an arena? Now that's reminiscent of good old Chrysalis. Duty commenced. Faded memories. Like the crafted Amaranth. You're familiar with this place, I believe. This remembered Amaranth. Proceed to the capital, and I shall return your comrade to you there. Enough of this. You speak as if you were disappointed in me. Why? I am your enemy, and you mine. Our goals are in conflict, and we are fated to clash. Or had you hoped that feigned sympathy and false understanding would cast your crimes in a less reprehensible light, that I would come to look upon you as a friend? You, who have slaughtered my people, who would tear down everything we have built. You do not deny it, then. Very well, let us change the cast of this trial. You will know what you have stolen from us. Oh, this trial. This trial is big. I love this trial. I forgot about this. Yeah, these are the 3 starting NPCs. The ones who guide you in the Adventurers Guild. This is like a memory lane duty. But do not imagine I crave remorse. Only justice. Yeah, this is one of my favorite duties in the game. Forward, hero. We shall see how strong you have become. Let us begin. Rest assured there are no tricks. You need but defeat the enemies before you. First, something easy, those whom a budding hero might encounter at the beginning of her tale. I believe I have the perfect subjects. Let not their appearances stay your hand. Beneath the facade, they are merely monsters. Papalymo. Ida. Tancred is a rogue. Conjure Y'shtola. All too easy, I see, but at least you now understand the rules. Thus will we make our way to the capital. That was in poor taste, even for you. That appearances should unsettle you so. I was under the impression you simply destroyed all who barred your way, sparing nary a thought to the possibility that your foe could be someone's beloved. But come, we shouldn't dwell on the beginning when so much of your story awaits. Symphilia. Brita. Old school Urianger. Goggles McGee. Goggles over goggles. Over here there's Sid, Biggs, Wedge, and Maggie. Every tale requires villains. Defeat them and claim your prize. We got Livia. Livia, Ryatan, Nero, and Gaius von Belsar. Well done, champion of Eorzea, well done. Onward then, over the bloodied bodies of the fallen. Here we have... Right, when Nanamo was poisoned, Kane Senna, and... You tasted many sweet triumphs, yes, but so did you taste bitter tragedy. Who could forget the Crystal Braves, that idealistic, pathetic dream born from a malformed creature? Faces you know and loathe, let your hatred burn, and cast them down with all your might. Hase, Laurentius, and the Illbird, all already dead. Already cast down by my hand. Well, okay, Laurentius and Hase kind of killed themselves, but... Illbird, that's the thing.
God damn it.
But such ease yet again. He always did grow stronger with every battle. Yeah. Kane Senna. Melvib, and when Nanamo was poisoned and assumed dead. Seems it will take more than these monsters to leave an impression upon you, or mayhap you simply fail to understand my meaning. Not that it matters. No, I've dealt with countless heroes, and always it ends the same way. No amount of reasoning will bridge our differences. Will result in happiness for all. Whatever your reasons may be, I cannot be bound by them. I can but put faith in my own beliefs and fight for them with all my being. You're wrong. We can always strive for understanding, for compromise. Didn't always think that as a character, but Emmett Selk kind of proved it. How very naive. If you are willing to compromise on your beliefs, you all but admit that they are flawed. And I assure you, I have no intention of compromising on mine. Come what may, I will fulfill my mission as Elidibus. But enough talk. It's not your assertions that I wish to know, but your strength. So we transition into Heavensward. Falsely accused of regicide, you fled for the snow-swept fields of Kurthus. Or Chiffon. Had you and the Scions met your demise that day in the Sultanate, La Habrea might have been spared his. Not only did you stubbornly live, you hurled yourself into the thick of the Dragonsong War. Count Forton. Kataru in her snowy clothes, along with Alfino in his parka. Swept along by the tide of events, you pursued and slew those who sought to stop the unending conflict, just as you were bid. Or was it a thirst for vengeance that drove you? Sir Grinno, Sir Cheribert, and King Thornton himself. Just you're beginning to limber up. Do keep up in the fine form. Honoroi and Amanalaine. Oh god, I forget your name every time because you're not fucking shitty Amanalaine. Better brother. Around heroes, people are wont to flock. People who harbor all manner of motives. Easier, each baser than the last. Lucia, Amaric, and Flame General Alden. Come, let the curtains rise in the grand melee. No more than they deserve. In the end, their hand of friendship was tainted with personal desire. Grace, Velger, and Yazel. You know what comes next? You put an end to the Dragonsong War. This, I'm sure, is a singular Nidhogg. Oh, it's a Stenian Nidhogg. There's no saving your comrade this time. All you can do is cut off the serpent's head. And as simple as that, a 1,000-year war is brought to its conclusion. But every end marks a new beginning, and for heroes such as you, there's only ever conflict. Yeah, this will be our last duty for the night. I forgot this was a hefty one. Long boy. How are you enjoying the walk down memory lane? I dare say there will have been few individuals for whom you'll harbor... There will have been a few individuals for whom you harbor deep feelings, whose passing caused you keenest grief. That is what our people are to us, an irreplaceable existence that can ill be lost. I will save them. They are my... Wait for him to continue. Never mind, we're not here to talk. Let us return to the task at hand. Emperor Solus had kindled an insatiable flame. Garlemald was its name, and it raged across the land, consuming all in its path. Welcome to Stormblood. Following that trail of ash, you set forth for Alamigo and Doma in a storm of blood. Cordola, Conrad, Monago. Again you fought, and again you grew stronger. So strong that we could no longer control you. Yours is an unnatural beastly strength, and we shall lay it bare. In order to gain a foothold in the liberation effort, you journeyed to the far eastern plains. Sadu and Magnai. There you encountered the land's greatest warriors and sought to win them over to your cause.
The sun cannot be extinct.
It is not enough!
The strong are drawn to the strong, thus did you gather new allies to your banner. You're now in the mall. Tsuyu and Gosetsu. Yet where ardent souls gather, so too do fires burn. In this way, did you consign those around you to flames. Burn them all, hero. Reduce them to nothingness, like they are the ephemeral morning dew. Yugiri and Ian. Did not hesitate, or perhaps could not. No matter, let us turn our attention to the finale. Here we shall have a test between fellow beasts. It's only fitting, would you not agree? Xenos, yea, Galvus. When I fought you in this flesh, 'twas I who triumphed. Will you be able to turn the tables this time? That all? My creation appears to have lost its form. It's no easy thing to see through the eyes of a beast such as him. In any event, there's only so much to be learned by taking your measure this way. Let us try something different. Come, we will continue this within. An impressive show of strength, but surely no more than a four-state of that which Emetzel's conqueror is capable, or taste. Such might require a fairer measure, to compare like with like. Yes. I shall just have to test you myself. Come on, Kinliana, show me what you can do. Fallen warrior, Ardbert. I may not be the real Ardbert, but you do well not to underestimate me. All that made him the warrior he was, every battle waged, every blow swung, is part of my very being. So come, fight like you mean to take my head. Good, good. I sense your murderous intent. Aye, you'd kill me given the chance. Mayhap you think to recover this body? If so, prove that it's no use to me. Prove that I can't best you with it. Come at me with everything you've got. Oh, that moves really fast. Okay. Can't sneak in, cheeky little... Oh, they're all gonna go off at once, huh? Rude. Let's do this. Whoop. See, you're a different beast from when you faced my creations. Very well, I will transcend my very limits, and we will see what you are truly capable of. Hold nothing back, for neither will I. Oh, maybe not. Cool. I have my answer.
You have grown stronger since last we fought. The result of your trials in the first, no doubt.
Have you finished? My apologies. I freed myself as soon as I awoke, but rather too late, I see. Now, Elidibus, if you have ceased trading blows, I would trade words with you. I have a theory, you see. One concerning that which you seek to accomplish. It stems from who, or rather what, you truly are. A primal. The ancients created Zodiac to deliver the star from destruction. If the magic that brought him forth is the precursor of what we know as summoning, then Zodiac would have been instilled with a presiding desire. I found it among the records at Anida, and it came as no surprise. Were I faced with the world's destruction, I too would wish for the same. Salvation. I know that you sacrificed yourself to become Zodiac's heart. How you came to be separated from him is less clear. But if you are a fragment of his being, it stands to reason a desire for the world's salvation would drive you. And thus did you seek to inspire the masses to rise up as warriors of light, going so far as to use Ardbert as a symbol of hope.
Correct on all counts. Such is my nature, and such are my methods. I have aided heroes. I have made them. I have even become them. This served not only to strengthen me, but also to facilitate the work of my brothers, such as Emmett Selk, with his penchant for nation building.
Then you will be all too familiar with the fickleness of mankind. We change, we forget, and what little we do remember becomes twisted and fragmented over time. For which reason, you deem us unfit to carry on your legacy. But are you, yourself, free of these foibles? As the last witness of the final days, do you remember everything that was lost? Or even the things you cared about?
Get to the point.
A primal is shaped by the hope that fuels it. Even should this hope be something as simple as the world's salvation, it is the collective desire of innumerable disparate souls crying out for deliverance. Having drawn your strength from such a cacophony of voices, can you truly be sure you still speak with your own?
Your question is irrelevant. No matter how much I should change, no matter how much I should forget, I shall ever remember my duty. At times I stand with my brethren. At times I stand against them. All that I might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For Elidibus is my name and my mission, guiding my every deed. But enough talk. You have shown me sufficient proof of your might. As I am now, I would struggle to defeat you. Yet I have still to play all of my cards. If I could offer you some semblance of sport, your lessers would pose no threat to me. Would you not agree, warrior of darkness?
It's been an eventful morning, if it indeed is morning. I have no idea how long I was unconscious. Regardless, I am gratified to see that my efforts at Anadir have borne fruit. We have confirmed the nature of our foe and his plot. Now then, what news from the surface? I see. Let us make for Yulmore at once. We have much to share with our comrades. Elidibus' parting threat, not least of all. Ah, but forgive me. It would seem my belongings did not accompany me here. I shall need retrieve them from Anadir. Good luck, and if the ethereal stream you traversed still lingers, I won't be long. No, we'll do this next quest. It's kind of all tied together. It's very important. It's 11 o'clock. I should go to bed, but no. This next quest is very tied to the one we just did. Peculiar crystal. Peculiar crystal lies on the floor. Upon its surface, an array of lights twinkle like a tiny constellation of stars. Day 4, bring honor to the seat of... The distorted voice of an ancient rings out in your mind. A moment preserved in the crystal, it would seem. You notice something else glinting up ahead. Three more. You find 3 more crystals lying on the floor. With a different color and decoration, each is identical in shape. You focus on the crystals, and find that the words they hold ring clearer than before. Behold, my friends! Embraced by the earth and caressed by the wind, vibrant life flourishes. All is right in creation. There can be no greater joy than to use our wisdom for the good of our people, no greater pride. May all know happiness, now and forevermore. There do not appear to be any more crystals in the hall. Perhaps it would be wise to continue the search outside. Your instincts serve you true, and you discover another 2 crystals. As you reach out with your consciousness, new voices begin to echo in your mind. The heavens are ablaze and the land rent asunder. What will become of the world? Is life itself to be denied? Come what may, we must not surrender to despair. If we but hold fast to hope, we may yet find a path to salvation. The voices tell an incomplete tale. Might more remain to be found? You soon discover 2 more crystals. Rather too soon, in fact, as if someone wanted you to find them. Everything burns, crumbles, decays. I hear the lamentations of my brethren, and soon there will only be silence. We will deliver our star from its doom, this we swear, so please dry your tears. Whatever awaits you at the end of your search, it is plain you have yet to find it. Sure enough, your persistence is swiftly rewarded. Time with 3 crystals. Time has come. We shall rewrite the laws of creation, and we shall save our star. From this life our Savior born, may I be worthy of the honor. I feel my soul turning, slowly but irrevocably, and the power I wield begins to seem terrible. But this is right. It is right. The tale of the crystal's weave seems to near its end, but it isn't over yet. Almost melancholy inevitability, the 12th crystal soon reveals itself to your questing eye. Though salvation is ours, it came at great sacrifice. All that remains is to pray that we will one day meet again beneath a blue sky. Judging by its testimony, it would seem the voice was recorded in the wake of the final days. As you scan the area, another glint catches your eye. And we're at such a good zone. Gone is the brilliant radiance of life, replaced by the sickly glow of malformed creatures. Is this how it ends? For we who love the star with all our being? No, I will not suffer it to be so. Well, well, we meet again, my new old friend. Hythlodaeus. How good of you to remember. Heh, I see you've been collecting stars. I speak of those crystals. They have constellations etched upon them, yes? High in the heavens, those stars shine their guiding light down upon the lives below. Fitting symbols for the convocation of 14, would you not agree? As you will have gathered, each crystal bears the account of the life of a member of the convocation, as remembered by the Unsundered. Lest you worry, they aren't concepts. They are far too incomplete to be so. They suffice for imbuing memories within sundered souls, that they might be restored to their office. Keep them. I'm sure Emmett Selk wouldn't mind. So how fare you of late? You are feuding with Elidibus this time, I believe. I shall refrain from passing comment on your struggle. It is not my place to do so, long departed as I am. But if I may give voice to a personal desire, I would rather you lived. If you do not, how will you keep your promise to Emmett Selk? A promise to remember. It must weigh heavy, the burden of all those memories. To one who has lived a life such as yours, I can well imagine how Elidibus's existence might seem hollow, how empty his single-minded pursuit of a half-forgotten cause must appear. But know that his devotion is not without reason, even if he himself can no longer remember what that reason is. Well, that is quite enough talk about Elidibus. I would see if you can reunite the wayward stars. I mentioned before that there was a member of the Convocation who opposed Zodiark's summoning and defected, one whose office was left vacant. Defectors have been deemed unworthy of commemoration. No crystal exists for the individual in question. Or shouldn't exist, at any rate, and wouldn't, had a friend not created one in secret. A crystal bearing the forgotten name of her office, along with the magic of her own conceiving, a singular incantation embodying her spirit. Among all the offices, the 14th was the most unusual. While the rest sat in Amarot, its holder was charged with gaining an intimate knowledge of the wider world. In the course of her duty, she traveled the length and breadth of every land, and befriended countless folk. She encountered troubles too, of course, matters which she could simply have referred to the Convocation, but that was not her way. Nay, more often than not, she would call upon her comrades, and together resolve matters themselves. Such is the magic sealed within that crystal, the magic to summon the stars to your side. In time of greatest need, should you wish upon it with all your heart, it will surely answer your call. And now it is where it belongs. Oh, there's no need for thanks, but nor will I hear any complaints about it either. After all, I cannot say whether I act of my own volition or by the will of my recreator. Goodbye, Hythlodaeus. Thank you for this nice orange crystal.
I was wondering where you'd disappeared to. Is something troubling you? No? Very well. I have everything. Let's hurry back to the surface.
Ah, fresh air at long last. I would celebrate my return to dry land with a pot of tea, had we the luxury of time. We must be prepared for Elidibus. Given what we know, it is plain he will not be deterred from his course. And nor would I, were I him, not if it meant forsaking everything I loved. That said, I have not forgotten how Emmett Selk sought to find common ground with us for all our misgivings. Ultimately, our differences were not to be bridged, of course, but one must always try. Emmett Selk understood this, and if his gesture resonated with you, perhaps you might consider reaching out to his brethren. Though it may all be for naught, you of all people know that there's no such thing as a foregone conclusion. And that's where we're going to leave it off, because things are about to pop off a little bit, and it's 11:07. That was the quest. Etched in the Stars. So we'll finish up the last 6 of patch 5.3 next time, and that should be the end of part 3 of Shadowbringers, because I'm pretty sure patch 5.4 through 5.55 will be part 4. So if anyone's here lurking, thank you for hanging out with me. We just got a big old lore dump at the end there. If it wasn't clear, it's heavily implied that that orange crystal belongs to us. That orange crystal belongs to the 14th Convocation member who opposed the summoning of Zodiark. And that was our seat. We don't know its name yet. Obviously I do, since, you know, future knowledge. But this is where they first heavily applied that we were the 14th member of the Convocation. But because we opposed them, our soul became sundered. Unlike everyone else on the Convocation who remained whole, or at least a couple on the Convocation who remained whole. We are sundered. Yeah, no, not everyone on the Convocation is whole, because there's another character we know who's a sundered version of them. Well, I say we know, but from the raids, which we have not done on New Game Plus yet. Thanks for hanging out. 'Twas a nice, chill evening. We'll resume again. It sounds like no raid on Thursday. If we have raid Thursday, there will be more New Game Plus Thursday. If there isn't raid Thursday, I'll probably do something more like speedrun content. So we'll see what happens. Either way, it will be good. It will be fun. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a fantastic evening.